Did humans really land on the moon? Why do millions still doubt it? In 1969, during the historic Apollo 11 moon landing, humans first stepped onto the moon. Astronauts Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin walked on the lunar surface while Michael Collins remained in the orbit above. It was one of the greatest achievements in human history, yet even today millions of people still believe the moon landing was staged. Why? Because of a few strange details that seem confusing at first. Why did the flag move if there was no air on the moon? This is the most common doubt people raise. The moon has no atmosphere, so there is no wind. Many people believe the flag moving proves the landing was filmed on Earth. But motion does not need air to start, motion only needs force. When astronauts planted the flag, they had to twist and push the pole into the lunar soil. That twisting motion transferred the energy into the fabric of the flag, making it ripple. Because there is no air on the moon, there is also no air resistance to slow the movement immediately. So the flag keeps moving briefly and then slowly stops. On Earth, air resistance would slow the movement faster and wind might keep the flag moving constantly. To make the flag visible in the low lunar gravity, engineers at NASA added a horizontal metal rod at the top of the flagpole. This kept the flag stretched out instead of hanging down. In the footage, the flag only moves when astronauts touch it and remains still when they walk away. If wind existed on the moon, the flag would move continuously. Another mystery people point out is the clear footprints left by astronauts. How can there be footprints on the moon without water? On Earth, footprints often form because moisture helps sand stick together. The moon has no water, so many people assume footprints should not form. However, lunar soil is very different from Earth's sand. The moon's surface is covered with a fine dust, and these particles are extremely tiny and have sharp edges formed by billions of years of meteorite impacts. When astronauts stepped on the surface, their boots compressed the dust and sharp particles locked together. This creates clear and stable footprints. Because there is no wind or rain on the moon, these footprints can remain unchanged for millions of years. Some people believe the moon landing photos are fake because the sky looks completely black with no visible stars. The reason is related to camera exposure. The moon's surface is extremely bright because it reflects sunlight. Cameras used by the astronauts were set to low exposure to capture the bright surface and astronauts clearly. Stars are very dim compared to the bright lunar ground. With the exposure set for bright light, faint stars do not appear in the photographs. The same effect happens on Earth. If you take a photo during daytime, the sky appears blue or black and stars are not visible. Another common argument is that technology in the 1960s was too primitive for such a complex mission. The Apollo missions used the Apollo guidance computer, which handled navigations and calculations. While simple compared to modern computers, it was extremely reliable. Most of the mission planning was done by thousands of engineers before launch. The computer mainly assisted with navigation and course corrections. There were extremely large number of scientists, engineers and technicians who worked on the program. During the Cold War, the mission was closely monitored by the Soviet Union. If the landing had been staged, exposing it would have been a huge political victory for them. However, they never claimed it was fake. Now, what evidence still exists today? Even decades later, several pieces of evidence continue to support the moon landing. Astronauts brought back about 382 kilograms of lunar rocks. These rocks have unique chemical compositions and isotopic structures that are different from rocks found on Earth. Astronauts placed special reflectors on the moon's surface that bounce back to the Earth. Scientists still use them today to measure the distance between the Earth and the moon with extreme precision. There are many satellite images which also prove the landing was true. The astronauts involved in the missions have consistently maintained the same account for decades. Now, why do people still doubt it then? Well, it often feels strange because space behaves very differently from Earth. Our brain expects wind, air, and normal gravity everywhere, but the moon is completely different. When science behind these observations is understood, the evidence strongly supports that humans really did land during the Apollo missions.